We're always searching. We're searching for the custom homes. We're searching for the properties with land. And with all of the recent requests, we're also searching for those farmhouses. And in today's video, that is exactly what we're gonna be touring. A property where the community, where the nature, and where the home itself blend perfectly. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to Williston, Florida. Let's begin the tour. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to just welcome you with a big virtual hug, open arms. In today's video, we're gonna be having a really fun tour. We're gonna break down the whole community, the finances of it, the land, where we are, everything. So stick around. If you have a pen and paper, make sure to take some notes. This is gonna be a property that, doesn't come around too often. For so many years, we're always searching for that perfect home to showcase to you guys. And a lot of times it's not easy to find. Sometimes there's not enough builders building, but more than just builders building, I'm talking on the custom scale. That properties that really set itself apart. So that's why I'm very excited to be here with you guys. First and foremost, this farmhouse is in an equestrian gated community with a very low HOA. All of these properties have several acres of land and tons of nature surrounding them. You're gonna find a lot of oak and pine trees and wildlife coming into this area. Now, the farmhouse itself features 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, just under 2,700 square feet. It's gonna have a 2-car side-facing garage. And the cool thing is this property actually sits on 2.4 acres of agricultural land. So what that really means for you, being here and you have agricultural land, this is primarily an equestrian community. So here in Marion County, the rule is 1 horse per acre. That's just kind of a set rule. So you could clear a little bit more land. You could get up to 2 horses on this property if you wish. But truly, if you just want a place that gives you that sense of peace, privacy, and nature surrounding you, this is a good option as well. Now, before we get inside, I also want to make sure you guys have a good understanding on where we are located. We are here in Williston, Florida. It's going to be a little northwest of Ocala. We're only 19 miles away from the World Equestrian Center, so about 20-25 minutes. And also, we're right next to just the whole Ocala metro area. And that's where I feel like this is kind of that perfect blend, right? You have all the things that you need nearby. You have nature springs, you have Highway 200 in Ocala, you have movie theaters, ultimately endless options in terms of entertainment. You don't have a big downtown near you, but that's where Tampa and Orlando come in handy. They're gonna be about an hour and 40 minutes away from both of them. So Orlando's gonna have, of course, Walt Disney World and a beautiful downtown and Lake Eola and one of the best food scenes in America. And then Tampa, on the other hand, your MLB, hockey, NFL, and also very close to the beach. So this is one of those things, especially living here in Central Florida, and I did this growing up as a kid all the time, is I just wake up at 7:30 a.m. and I would just drive to the beach. My favorite beach is New Smyrna. It's on the East Coast. It's just one of those old Florida beaches with mom and pop shops that it gives you that really great feeling when you're there and you make a day out of it, right? Like if you want to go spend a day in Orlando, it's an hour and a half, 2 hours at the most, and you spend the whole day, you come back, and boom, very easy and accessible. Also, Gainesville is only about 20 minutes away from here. So that's also the University of Florida, one of the best universities in the entire country. So that's also something to consider. Has that perfect location. Maybe your kids are about to graduate and you want to be close to them. That's always something top of mind with areas like this. Now, at the end of the video, I want to be as transparent as possible with you guys, give you all the financial information on the home itself, what we do, a little bit more about myself and our team and how we help home buyers. But I really wanted to show you the property. By the way, my name is Renzo Montiuti, born and raised in Orlando, Florida, and we service all of Central Florida. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started on the tour. Now, first thing, house is on a paved road, and then also this is gonna be your super long driveway. Now, if you have a lot of family and friends over, or you're having that barbecue, having Thanksgiving, plenty of parking, side-facing 2-car garage. The exterior design is that traditional black and white farmhouse. My opinion, it's always beautiful when the builder spends a little bit more on the front porch, because I think that's what really brings elegance to a farmhouse. Now, not only that, you're gonna notice a lot of windows in the front exposure, so there is plenty of natural light coming into the home. 30-year architectural shingle roof. The house itself is on well and septic, and one of, I think, really nice touches is they put the address at the front of the home. True. Also, here at the front yard, from what I'm seeing, you have 3 pine trees, 2 oak trees, and again, we are surrounded by nature, surrounded by pine and oak. And now, my friends, let's get inside. Now, stepping into the house, we land right in the foyer. One big thing that we've always talked about on this channel, and a lot of feedback you guys give us, is people appreciate having a foyer and just not landing right in the living room. Now, below my feet, we're gonna have wood look tile throughout the entirety of the home. And as you enter through the glass doors, to your right-hand side, you are gonna have a flex room. Now, remember, just to recap, this house has 4 bed, 2.5 bath, just under 2,700 square feet with a 2-car garage, 2.4 acres of land, but you also have this nice flex room. This is probably gonna be the office space, right? Window facing the north side of the home, bringing in natural light, and it's gonna have a closet with custom cabinetry and an additional barn door. People have told me barn doors are out of style. I don't believe it. These things are so cool and elegant, and especially with the farmhouse, it's almost needed. Now, as we continue through the foyer, ladies and gentlemen, this is the heart of the home, el corazón de la casa, and here we are in the middle of the living room. Now, first thing I notice is just the fact that you can still see so much nature from the living room. So you almost feel, you always feel like you're integrated. Also, if you're hanging out on the couch watching a football game and your kids are out back playing, you can always keep a bird's eye view on them. Above me, we're gonna have an oversized fan, electric fireplace, mantle, accent wall, perfect space for your TV, and really great place, plenty of space to create that experience here in the living room. Now, across from it, we enter into the kitchen. Now, nice upgraded slab of quartz. This is definitely gonna be one of the jumbo slabs that they used and probably bought. You're gonna have the 42-inch shaker cabinets with the crown molding. Here's gonna be your hood. Pot filler, always a nice touch. Not many homes have it. Built-in appliances, your fridge, all the appliances are coming with the home. And then behind me, we're gonna have our pantry with all of the custom cabinetry as well. And continuing with the countertop, and the backsplash in here is huge. And again, natural light. And when needed, we got a pocket door in here. Right off of the kitchen, we have our dining room. Perfect because sometimes we take away space with the breakfast nook. This is perfect to just have our dining and where we eat breakfast and dinner. And ultimately, you know, growing up, our family at the end of the day, we always sat down, typically had an arepa. My mother's Venezuelan. If my father's cooking, it's either carbonara or pasta or whatever he's feeling for that day. And this is where we sit down. Also, I don't know if I told you guys, I just got back from Italy. My parents moved to Italy about a year ago, and I saw them for the first time in a year, and it was such a good trip. I got to see a Roma game, which is my absolute, you know, I've watched every single Roma game since I was a little kid, and it was just a dream. We almost got in a fight. The funny story is we almost got in a fight at the it was Roma versus Fiorentina, so a football team in Florence, and we almost got in a fight because we're sitting in the Fiorentina section. I booked the ticket super late, and then Roma was losing 1-0, and then we equalized. I jumped, I kind of bumped into one of the fans, and they turned around and cursed at us in Italian, and my dad was making smart comments, and then we almost got kicked out. They brought the stewards over, and I just told them, look, I'm gonna watch a game, I won't say anything else. And but it was such a fun experience. But anyways, let's get back to the tour. Just wanna share something with you guys. Now, let's go ahead. Right behind the kitchen, we're actually gonna have the laundry room. Again, quartz countertop. Again, the slab of quartz with the backsplash, all the cabinetry here in the laundry room. So your washer, your dryer, that's where it's gonna be. And then we come into the master bedroom. Very elegant. Again, continuing with the tile throughout, big window facing the north side of the home, big giant fan as well. And you have plenty of space for, let's say right here, that California king size bed. TV, if you want a TV in the room, dresser, nightstands, and you might even have a little bit of room as well for like a nook area to read in the morning. Again, man, look at these, beautiful. We continue through. To my right, we're gonna have the glass enclosed shower. To my left, we're gonna have one of the 2 sinks in here. We're gonna have his sink, her sink, or this is her sink, that's his sink, because this one is gonna have your vanity space right over here. And what's cool is this also has, this is gonna be like a darker gray cabinet, so it's nice to offset with the black handle fixtures. Your standing tub, elegant backsplash, frosted window for privacy, and natural light, private toilet. And then ladies, here we go. Here we go. Custom cabinetry. This is the bigger side. You could even put an island in here. give you some more space. But really, this is, you know, with all this extra space, it really helps, especially with the cabinetry. And then this side is slightly smaller, so gentlemen, this is what we get, you know. Anyways, let's continue through, see the rest of the house. Oh, another thing, baseboards are gonna be about 5 1/4 inch. Right off of the living room, and in this hallway, we're gonna have the half bathroom that we mentioned. And then this way, you know, through the hallway, we're gonna have a glass door that takes you out to the patio, but we're going outside just a little bit later. Now, here is the 2-car garage. Of course, when you're in this area, you might have a truck, so you're gonna have a taller garage door, taller ceilings in here as well, epoxy floor, water heater, electrical panel right over there, and then right in here, this is gonna be your air handler. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that's also AC, and you also have a door that's gonna be able to take you outside, so so it's always a nice touch to have that exit door. Now let's get back in the house and take a look at the east wing of the property. Okay, here we are on the east wing of the property. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom on this side of the house. Now, good thing about this farmhouse is the guest rooms are a little bit more spacious. It looks like they're about 12 by 12 feet. They're all gonna have nice ceiling fans, custom cabinetry as well. This one specifically has a window on the north side of the home. Right in here, this is just an extra linen closet for everybody. Then we come into this room. This one feels a little bit longer, even more space in this one. This one's facing the south side of the home. Same ceiling fan, similar finishes, baseboards, everything. We'll give you a quick glance at the closet in here as well with the custom cabinetry. Boom, and then the 3rd bedroom is here on the northeast corner of the property. Another window here, same closet that we had in the room we just came from, same ceiling fan. So these are the 3 guest bedrooms, ultimately. Now, these 3 guest bedrooms, they're gonna be sharing this bathroom here. You have your sink, your toilet, your tub, the backsplash. And now, my friends, my favorite part of all the homes is seeing what kind of outdoor experience it offers, so let's get outside. Vaulted ceilings up here, 2 fans, keep you cool in the summer months, and huge lanai back here with landscaping next to it. Landscaping leading to the door that can take you out to the garage. Ladies and gentlemen, this is exceptional, truly. And you know, there are a few things that ultimately catch your attention when builders are doing custom homes. There are details that tell you like, okay, hey, this guy really cares more about the feeling the home gives, cares more about the quality than anything else. And you know, just how well maintained the landscaping is, that he decided to clear a little bit extra land than the typical builder. He sodded the whole thing. He's maintaining the grass very well, puts a little landscape in front of the well. Those are the little touches that with experience you start to pick up on and start to understand and appreciate the good builders. Ladies and gentlemen, it's October. For us Floridians, it's getting cold. You know, when it gets below 80 degrees, I think it's like 77 degrees and I'm wearing like I don't know what material this is, but it's a pretty warm sweater. And this is kind of chilly for us. You know, right now it feels great, the sun's out, but it's so funny, if you ever moved from out of state to Florida and it hits like 60, 70 degrees, people look like they're about to go skiing, like literally. And beanies, scarves, coats, it's so funny. But anyways, guys, let's take a look at this beautiful piece of land. Elegant oak tree, standing oak tree. It's always a nice touch when you have something like this. You know, just think about the deeper sense of what this means, right? This tree has been here probably for at least 50, 60 years. This is its home. The mother blessed us with this right here. It's always nice. It's always great to have things like this. And ladies and gentlemen, the property goes deep. You know, I'd say you still have, I don't even know. You could clear all of this and have tons of space. But like I mentioned, agricultural land. If you want some horses on this land, definitely this is an equestrian community. And ladies and gentlemen, perfect space, surrounded by nature. Now, you know, let's get back over to the porch. I'm gonna give you all the numbers and we'll get you out of here. So here we are at the end of the tour. First and foremost, I want to thank you guys, especially for all of you guys who have been with me and our team since the beginning. We've been doing videos for over truly, I've been doing them for over 4 or 5 years now, and they weren't great at first, but you guys stuck with it and, you know, we grew together, and now we're at 20,000 subscribers. And truly, from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say thank you guys for the ones who are still watching, the ones who are part of the community, and of course, the ones that that we've been able to successfully help purchase a home, and you guys are starting that new chapter, and truly wishing you guys so many blessings. And yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, with that, you know, we have many more years to come and many more things to show you in the growth of Central Florida. So we're so excited, and we're here for the long haul. So ladies and gentlemen, now the property itself, the price is $750,000. It's about $300 a square foot. The HOA is going to be about $58 per month. You are going to have the gated entrance and community, and that's truly what it's going to provide. So I don't expect the HOA to go up. Me personally, I wouldn't mind it because it's maintaining the integrity of the community. It's keeping us safe and locked in, and you know, it keeps a good structure, especially when it's low, a really low HOA like this, and all the community knows each other pretty well. Now, taxes on this home, you can expect, you know, about 1% of the purchase price of this home. Another thing to mention is when you're buying a property here in Florida, if it's your primary residence, make sure to apply for Florida homestead tax exemption, which is going to deduct up to $50,000 off the taxable value of your property. So instead of paying taxes, you know, if you buy it at $750,000, your assessed value will be about $705,000, $710,000, and then from there you can deduct $50,000. So I'd estimate taxes on a property like this, if it sells at $750,000, to be about $6,500, something around there. And also, you have a lot of tax credits since this is agricultural land, that you can get some tax breaks with agricultural land. So something to really consider and think about, and we can tell you more about that if you're curious. And for a custom home in this community, with the prices of the lots are typically selling for around $100,000 to $200,000 depending on the acreage. In my opinion, I think it's spot on. You know, we are still in a buyer's market. The property has been on the market for a little bit, but it's kind of expected because here in this area, the average price point in Ocala, some of the Marion County areas, about $310,000, $320,000. We're almost double that here. Luxury sometimes takes longer to sell. It's for the perfect buyer. Closing cost credits could be a consideration here and things like that. Also want you guys to understand the market, right? In general, we always look at market conditions. Are we in a buyer's market, seller's market, or more of a neutral market? And right now, there are more homes for sale than there are buyers in the market. So what that means is it's a buyer's market because buyers have more options. They can negotiate. Sellers are a little bit more flexible to get their house sold. But that's not with every single property. That's not with every single area. I still have a lot of areas in Orlando that sell in 2 days on the market if they're priced just on average, just because so many people want to be in a specific area. And I think this is an area that, you know, is a bit more niche, right? People want to have this lifestyle. And of course it's not for everybody, but in my opinion, I think this is priced well based off what we know about the Ocala market and the Marion County market. Now, with that being said, you know, financing on a home like this, you'll traditionally want to come with a conventional loan. You'll need at least a 680 credit score or above. You know, if you want to get today's current market rate of like 6.1% on a conventional loan, you'll need at least a 740 credit score. Now, another thing to consider, you could buy this house with 5% down as a primary residence, which 5% of $750,000, let's just say you get it at $750,000, just $37,500. So if you're gonna do maybe as a secondary home, maybe you want to keep a horse or two here, you live somewhere else, you're into the equestrian scene, and you want to be close to WEC, you know, you could do a secondary home with as little as $75,000, that's 10%. And then if you want an investment property, it would be about $150,000 down payment. Current market rates as of this morning are 6.1% conventional, about 6.02 FHA. So conventional and FHA are actually really close by. Typically there's a bigger gap. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, you know, the winter times are the best times to get good deals on properties. Notoriously, I've always bought my properties towards the end of years and the beginning of the year, and that's really when builders and sellers are trying to make things happen and have a bit more flexibility. Now, also want to just help you guys understand a little bit about buying and selling a home. You know, what are the costs when you're buying a house, and what are the costs when you're selling a house? So when you're buying a house, first and foremost, you have your down payment and your closing cost. Your down payment's going to be as low as 5% as a primary, as low as 10% for a secondary, and as low as 15 to 20% for a investment property. I always recommend going 20% just because you don't have to pay private mortgage insurance and you already have 20% equity in your property. Going 20% will save you about $2,000 to $4,000 per year on mortgage payments. Now, also, I mentioned closing costs. Closing costs are always about 3% of the purchase price of a home. And right now, what our main focus is, especially being in a buyer's market, is assisting buyers with getting their closing costs covered. I'd say with the grand majority of them, we're getting all of our clients really good deals where all they have to really focus on is their down payment. I can't guarantee it to everybody, but we're very good at getting these closing costs. We're very aggressive for our clients, and we always fight for our clients. A lot of questions we actually get asked is like, hey, don't I also have to pay the realtor? And the answer is no. That is part of the seller's cost when they're selling a home. So when you buy a house, you have your down payment and closing costs, but when you're selling a house, that's where your real estate commissions are gonna be doubled. You're gonna have to pay the listing agent and the buyer's agent. Hopefully you have a really good listing agent that can help provide a buyer, and then you can lower your commission costs, and then you have a little bit of additional closing costs on top of that. I typically tell sellers, expect to pay about 6.5% to 7% of the sales price of the home in closing costs and commission when selling a property. When buying a property, you have your down payment, and if you have a good realtor that can negotiate closing costs, you just have to focus on your down payment. Those are just some things to think about and understand, especially just as a foundation of real estate. And ladies and gentlemen, that is bulk of the information. We have so many other videos where we go really deep into finances. Now, lastly, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Renzo. I'm the team leader. I'm the leader of the Satori Group, a team that we started about 2 years ago. And really our main focus is, one, to help people buy and sell here in Central Florida. If you're looking for custom, if you're looking for new construction, a resale home, if you're looking to sell a property and relocate out of state or whatever it is, our main focus is to find the right opportunities. If you're buying a home, what that means is getting as much information and as much feedback as possible about exactly what you're looking for. And based off our market knowledge, we're gonna be able to start pinpointing you in the right direction. Is custom building gonna be your best option? Are you very clear on what you want on your custom build, and are you willing to pay a premium? If maybe what you want is a little bit unrealistic, we're here to kind of narrow things down. Like, hey, you might have to compromise X to get Z, or you might have to compromise this or that. If you have everything squared away, we'll be able to tell you, hey, we can find exactly that. So our knowledge is gonna help give you guys the best tailored experience based off the criteria you get us, and we're gonna show you opportunities that fit your needs and not waste your time looking at things that aren't gonna match. Second thing, if you're a seller, our job is to find the right opportunities, connect with buyers agents, connect with, of course, the people in YouTube and everybody to help you sell your property. And then secondly, we're here to negotiate the best possible deal, buying or selling. We focus on negotiation tactics, psychology, all of it. We're really aggressive on the buyer side. But again, if there is multiple offer situation, our job is to get you the house. We'll give you the best advice on what it will take to do so. And then lastly, we're here to keep your money safe. That's super important. You're gonna understand all the contingencies in place. If there is a level of risk in the transaction, you're gonna know, and we're very transparent about everything. Also, another thing, you're not gonna feel pressure with us. We're very here to help you, give you a great customer service. I believe a confused mind is always gonna say no, right? So if we can give you as much information as possible, show you the right options, make everything crystal clear for you to understand, you're gonna walk into that home that it's not gonna be like, hey, analytically it makes sense. It's gonna be like, hey, this feels like home. The emotions that the homes brings you is always what wins. And our job is to help pinpoint the home that is meant for you in your heart, the home that is meant for you to start a new chapter in, and that is what we do best. I believe in a lot of energy work. I believe in God, and I believe there's a higher power, and we try and bring all of that blend into our real estate practices as well, and also let it flow through us. So I love you all so much, truly. This is what we do. If you guys have any questions on the property itself, you can email us, you can text us, you can call us. Whatever your preferred method of communication is, we'll do it. And also, if you are interested in, there are different levels of where you are in a stage. If you're brand new, you don't know anything about real estate, and you want to just get on a Zoom call and learn what the process looks like, I guarantee you 1 hour with us and you're going to have a great understanding. And now you're going to be asking deeper questions. 2, maybe you're already advanced. You've been looking at homes. Maybe you've been talking to lenders. That's where we can even have a more advanced conversation. And then 3, if you are pre-approved, you're ready to look at homes, we'll sit down for an hour, talk about your needs, and get really nitty-gritty on all the details, and then set an appointment to start looking at some properties, having a great experience. We also don't just give you, hey, we're not just going to take you to the property. We want you to understand where you're living, the feeling, what are you going to do in your days. So that's what it looks like working with us. Then once you are under contract, we have systems to make sure the customer service is as high as possible, making sure everything is going in order. And also, everything doesn't always work out perfectly. We know how to work under pressure as well. We also have a website if you want to look at some properties on our website. It's called satorirealestategroup.com. Additionally, we do have some videos on Ocala. I'll put the link in the description, and here's kind of the picture of the thumbnail if you want to take a look at some more videos. And guys, we have so many cool videos. This is a cool farmhouse. We have more that we've toured in the past. But if you're interested, feel free to reach out to us. If you're not, no problem. We'll see you in the next video. I love you all. Ciao, ciao.